I'm Michael Madden, and I'm very excited that I can talk to you about this incredible relic from the earliest days of the motion picture industry. This is a 1909 Prevost 35mm professional motion picture camera. I call it a professional motion picture camera because it was absolute state-of-the-art cinema technology 108 years ago. But before I talk to you in detail about this wonderful camera, let me tell you a little bit about the man who designed and built it. His name was Lucien Prevost. Lucien Prevost was a really very gifted engineer, and not only did he build wonderful cameras, he built film perforators, film printers, and projectors. Everything mechanical that an aspiring filmmaker in the early days would need to conceive his film all the way to showing it to a paying audience. Without further ado, let me talk to you about this camera. To give you an idea how rare this camera actually is, in over 20 years of research and restoration, this is only the 9th Prevost camera that I have ever seen in any condition surviving in the world today. It is truly a remarkable, beautiful, and rare antique. Okay, let's take a look at the inside of the Prevost camera. I'm going to show you the front first. F-stop dial. This opens up, and inside is a second wall. You lift this lever here. This comes out on an accordion hinge. It works perfectly, by the way. In here, you see the lens focusing. You see the shutter blade in a cam that I've never seen in another camera, and I'll show you to you how it works mechanically. Another great innovation on the Prevost camera is the mechanical dust cap. All lenses came with a lens cap to protect them from scratches and dust while the camera wasn't being used. But Prevost took it one step further. They built a mechanical dust cap within the door of the front of the camera to protect not only the lens, but all the mechanics and keep them dust free. It's a great idea and beautifully engineered. Next, I'm going to show you the left side of the camera. This is your focusing dial. Works smooth as glass. It's wonderful. The original spring-loaded door for your mask slots, all still intact. For your binocular, keyhole, circular, whatever special effect you wanted, it was right there. And here is your film punch. Still works perfectly. Now, here's the back of the camera. You'll notice that there's two dials. Everything's still intact. Right here you have a dial that goes up to 120, which stands for 120 meters, because remember, this is a European camera. This dial goes up to 52. As you see, it moves quite quickly. It's a frame counter. It goes up to 52, is 52 frames per meter. Let's open the door here. You'll see your gate, which is showing the influence that he had from Pathé. This is interchangeable with the earliest Pathé cameras. Original pressure plate, everything is here, intact and incomplete here. Very clean, spring-loaded keeper. This is where your film would come in from your feed, and this would go into your take-up magazine right up here. Very simple to load. Now, on the inside of the door, we still have the original velvet lining for light tightness and soundproofing, I guess. And the original critical focuser, which is still intact. Everything is there. Original glass. And cover. Now we have the right side of the camera, which is the operator's side for cranking. Now, as you can see, it has two shafts. One for 1-to-1 for special effects, animation, and your standard 8-to-1, 2 per second. Now you have here, this is the mag release. Left goes to one mag, right goes to the other to release the magazines. And let's open her up. And this is my favorite part. Looking at the gearing on this, it's not loose at all, it's tight. This is extremely well engineered and operates everything from this crank. Everything. It's wonderful to watch it go through its motions. It's like a Swiss watch. time this camera was built, other camera manufacturers were still trying to decide whether to put the film magazines on the inside of the camera box or on the outside of the camera box. This camera has them on the outside. But what Prevost did is designed a box for the top for light tightness. Very simple to operate. Open the door, box slides back, exposing the magazines. These are two original Prevost magazines, by the way. Very simple, great idea. While researching this camera, I soon found out that it spent most of its existence in Los Angeles. And if a Prevost was working in Los Angeles, it's a pretty safe bet to say that it worked at Universal Studios. Approximately 1914, 1915, 1916, as Carl Laemmle, the president of Universal, purchased 8 or 9 of them for his cameramen to use in their productions. As you can see in the photo here, you see Carl Laemmle between the cameraman and a Prevost camera. In this next photo, we see director Philip Smalley, who actually had his name painted on the camera for his production unit in Universal. And you can see where it says Universal City, California. The fact that this camera probably worked at Universal Studios makes it rare enough, as attributing any camera to any movie studio from the earliest days of the silent era is nearly impossible. But what really makes this camera popular with collectors and museums is Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton immortalized the Prevost camera in the 1928 MGM film, The Cameraman. You know, I've been restoring cameras for about 20 years. I've restored maybe 200 of them and inspected private collections all over. And I gotta say, this is one of my favorites. I was truly amazed by the engineering that went into building this camera. And I'm so glad to be able to share it with you. 1909 Prevost 35mm professional motion picture camera. Thanks for watching.